Welcome back into the Cowboys Report. I am Tom Downey, here to get into some overreactions coming out of the Cowboys-Raiders Monday Night Football game. Dallas, of course, taking care of business against Las Vegas. If you are enjoying a rare Victory Tuesday, show it by liking today's video. You don't always get a Victory Tuesday, so it's nice to have one. Please and thank you. Like today's show to celebrate the Cowboys win. Let's dive into the overreactions. Number one, the Cowboys season isn't over yet. I don't think this is an overreaction. I think this is perfectly reasonable. I will say the season is still on life support, and the odds of making a playoff push are very much stacked against you. But those slim, and they are slim, hopes are back in a way they would not have been at all if you lost to the Raiders. We'd have been spending today's show talking about firing people and cutting people. But the minimal hopes are alive. You have to win a bunch of games down the stretch. You have put yourself so far behind the 8 ball. Even if you win out, technically you don't control your own destiny. In reality, you do. But you have to go on a run here down the stretch. And it's not going to be easy. You pretty much have to beat Philadelphia in Week 12. You can afford a loss, maybe two, but it almost has to come against the AFC teams because that's going to really hurt you tiebreaker-wise. If you don't win those games, you have to beat Philadelphia. The Chiefs are kind of actually low-key fighting for their own playoff lives. They're at like a 50% playoff probability right now because they've lost a bunch of games. Lions are technically on the outside looking in for now. The Vikings as well. Maybe the Vikings and Chargers and Commanders game, maybe those 3 games aren't as daunting as we thought they were going to be going into the year, with the Vikings having issues. Quarterback play, the Commanders have fallen apart this year. The Chargers are just really, really banged up. But this little stretch, Eagles, Chiefs, Lions, Vikings, I think you have to win 3 out of those 4 to even give yourself a chance going into the final couple games of this NFL season. So coming off the win against the Raiders, I want you guys to predict the Cowboys record for me. What will the Cowboys end up finishing at? Get those predictions in for me. What will the Cowboys be able to accomplish and pull off here down the stretch this season? Give me that record prediction right now. Overreaction number 2. Is your defense all better now? No, it's not. This is an overreaction. And look, there's reasons to be excited. The defense did play well. We'll spend some more time on our live show today on some of the positive things the Cowboys defense did do in this matchup. But we don't have to pretend that it's all better, it's now all fixed. It's not fair. That's not realistic. That's not the reality. The Raiders are bad. They're a really bad team, and they are horrible on offense. This is not we fixed the entire defense game. No, we can determine that how you play against the Eagles, who haven't been that great on offense, but you need to play well defensively against Philadelphia. The Chiefs, the Lions, who have put up some big points at various times this year. This is a bottom 3 offense. If you couldn't have success against the Raiders, if you couldn't have your best defensive showing of the season, I don't think it was ever going to be right. Much tougher tests await for this Dallas Cowboys team on defense as the season rolls along. So, yes, enjoy that the defense did the actual bend but don't break stuff that Eberflus wants to do, that guys like Quinnen Williams, who we'll discuss in a little bit, looked incredible in this game. But I don't think playing a bottom 3 offense means, okay, we're all fixed now on defense. Don't fall for the deception on that front. As you can tell, today's show is made possible by Turtle Beach, hence the different headset on today's show. My wife is by no means a gamer, to the extent that she probably wishes I played it a little bit less. But even she knows that Turtle Beach makes the best when it comes to gaming headsets and gaming accessories. This one I'm rocking today was a gift from her because she gets it. She knows how good Turtle Beach is. We all have the one friend whose headset always seems to die right when you're down the last 2 teams or in the final moments of your game. Turtle Beach's Stealth 700 headset has an insane 80-hour battery life with quick charge, so you rarely have to think about charging it. Turtle Beach doesn't just have amazing headsets. They have every gaming accessory you could ever want, and they're all high quality at prices that do not break the bank. Get the ultimate immersive gaming experience with Turtle Beach today. For a limited time only, head to turtlebeach.com and use code CHAT for 10% off your order. That's 10% off your order at turtlebeach.com/chat with promo code chat. Don't delay. Get the perfect gift now. And happy holidays from Turtle Beach. Link and the promo code, that's turtlebeach.com/chat, promo code chat, will be in the comment section and the description of today's show. Let's get to overreaction number 3. We're going to keep doing the who's receiver 1, George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb. Here's my counterpoint. Let's not even bother doing it. Let's not do this. Who cares? It doesn't have to be versus. It's plus. That's what this is. It's both of those guys working together, maybe getting themselves into trouble off the field, as we'll discuss here in a little bit. Why can't we just enjoy having 2 great wide receivers? George Pickens, the Raiders had zero answer for him. The Raiders paid a lot of attention to CeeDee Lamb, trying to take him away, and George Pickens was dealing as a result. You have 2 special players. Each one helps the other. Enjoy it. You don't always get that. So to have both of those guys playing, especially Pickens right now, is playing out of his mind. Enjoy it. I do think overall this year, Pickens has outplayed CeeDee Lamb. I don't know how sustainable that would have been if Lamb didn't come back and continues to draw attention away from other really good corners, and they all complement each other. Pickens has been on fire. 9 catches for 144 yards and a score. The Raiders had zero answer for him. CeeDee Lamb had 5 for 66 and a score. Probably should have been about 6 for 72 and 2 touchdowns, but it didn't happen. That's okay. If you're going to have a drop, I guess, in that moment versus late against Philadelphia. Not really sure why Lamb has had the dropsies, but Pickens has been on fire. Lamb is also really good at football. Enjoy it. As Jerry Jones straight up said today, they can still afford George Pickens, which we'll get to here in a little bit. Do you want to keep George Pickens? We'll spend some more time on this topic here in just a second. Y for yes, N for no. Overreaction number 4, you got to pay George Pickens. Yes, obviously. Not even an over or underreaction, just a reaction. Yes, this is a fact. Let's not overcomplicate this either. You keep your good players. You can look around at the free agency crop and go, he's going to go get there. The money, as we've discussed a lot here on the show, isn't an issue. It is not a problem for the Dallas Cowboys to pay George Pickens and Quinnen Williams and this guy and that guy and keep that guy and add that player. The money isn't a problem. Now, what money George Pickens is going to get, that's maybe a different conversation, but I would simply pay my awesome wide receiver. The offense is clicking. They had, honestly, their B performance maybe, and they dropped 33. 31 if you want to include the safety. Pickens is almost at 1,000 yards already this season. He's got 58 catches, 908 yards, 7 scores. He is going to have a career year. He will at minimum be franchise tagged for $28 million. The price point for an extension is going to be in at least the low 30s per year. That's fine. You have money. I don't know where else you're going to play it, and he is putting up historical stuff. Great note here from Nick Harris last night. George Pickens' 908 receiving yards are the most in the first 10 games of any player's tenure in Cowboys franchise history. Even when they added other notable big-name receivers like an Amari Cooper, like a Terrell Owens, no one is off to the quality of start that George Pickens is. His play style fits really well with Dak Prescott, and you're seeing why. So just pay him. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't make things more challenging than they need to be. Lock in an extension for George Pickens. Whether it's probably not going to happen right now. It's probably going to come instead in the offseason. Maybe it gets done before August. Boy, wouldn't that be nice? Don't make it more challenging. Pay George Pickens. We'll be live later this afternoon, so if you haven't already, hit that sub button for more free Cowboys YouTube videos. That's youtube.com/CowboysTV. We'll stick on the Pickens-Lamb conversation here. Overreaction number 5, were the Cowboys right to bench, or I guess Schottenheimer was right to bench Pickens and Lamb for the opening drive. I overreacted in the moment. I think this was valid, that this was the right decision from Brian Schottenheimer. If you missed it, George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb were not out there on the opening drive for the Dallas Cowboys. A coach's decision to not play them to begin the game. The exact details have not really been released. What the Cowboys had said was they missed some things, which reasonable. They allegedly, per J-Tuck on Twitter, broke curfew and got caught on the cameras because the hotel has cameras, obviously. Jerry Jones said that it was a meeting-type issue, that they missed it or were late for it or whatever. Either way, look, I was upset in the moment because they turned it over after that drive and they were down early, and I was like, why didn't you play them? And that was I overreacted. We always make a big deal. I make a big deal. Got to have good culture. Well, you got to discipline guys sometimes as well. So I'll give Schottenheimer credit. Maybe I would have felt differently had they lost the game, but they ended up blowing them out, so it's fine. But I do think this was the right decision in the end from Schottenheimer to handle some discipline stuff with Pickens and Lamb and not let it be too out of control there. So do you think in the end Schotty was right to bench Lamb/Pickens to begin the game? They, of course, they responded well to it. They crushed it. 1 for yes, 0 for no. Overreaction number 6, the Cowboys won the Quinnen Williams trade. Maybe it's an overreaction because it's just been the one game and you don't know what the picks are going to be and you want to see how it all plays out, but also who cares? He was awesome in that game. The first half alone, when was the last time we saw that dominant of a first half performance or any half performance out of a Cowboys front four player, let alone a defensive tackle? David Irving, maybe? Like, maybe not front four, but defensive tackle? David Irving? Like, he had 5 quarterback hits in the first half. The Raiders, adjusted by doing bubble screens and stuff in the third and fourth quarter, down by 3 scores. Like, they were terrible. They didn't run the ball because they were so scared of Quinnen Williams. He lit up the Raiders. That was everything you were hoping for out of Quinnen Williams in his debut game for the Dallas Cowboys. He was fantastic. We'll probably do a full video on this, but the Raiders were clearly terrified of Quinnen Williams, and that type of impact matters a lot as the Cowboys move forward. Not just this year, but beyond with Quinnen.